Many people believe that when someone leaves their life, everything ends. But in narcissistic relationships, it rarely works that way. Because even when the narcissist leaves, sometimes they never truly leave. Not physically, but psychologically. They become a voice, a commentary inside your mind, a hesitation, a quiet doubt about yourself that appears every time you start to feel calm, confident, or at peace. This phenomenon is what I call the narcissistic echo effect. Many people think this is simply thinking about the past or remembering the relationship. But from the perspective of psychology and neuroscience, it is something very different. It is not just thinking. It is neurobiological conditioning. In narcissistic dynamics, a very specific relational pattern occurs. Love becomes intermittent. Safety becomes conditional. Reality is repeatedly distorted. Over time, your brain adapts to this environment. Trauma-informed neuroscience shows that when a person lives in long-term emotional unpredictability, the nervous system shifts into hypervigilance. In other words, the brain begins constantly monitoring the environment. But something even more profound happens. You stop asking yourself, "What do I feel?" and you begin asking, "How will they react to this?" Eventually, the narcissist does not even need to control you anymore. Because the control has been transferred into your own nervous system. Research in neuropsychology, including studies from Harvard Medical School and Stanford University, shows that chronic emotional stress changes how the brain functions. The amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for detecting threats, becomes more reactive. At the same time, the integration of the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and self-trust, becomes weakened. The body also maintains elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol. And these patterns can continue even after the relationship ends. Trauma psychology describes this phenomenon as an internalized persecutory representation. In simple terms, the brain keeps the psychological presence of the threatening person internally in order to prevent future harm. So the nervous system sends the message, "Do not relax. The last time you relaxed, you got hurt." The most dangerous aspect of this effect is one thing. The voice sounds like your own voice. Not like the narcissist's. And that is why it is so convincing. It does not sound abusive. It sounds reasonable. You may hear thoughts like, "Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I should be more understanding. What if I'm the problem?" But from a psychological perspective, this is not intuition. It is what we call learned self-erasure. From the perspective of neuro-linguistic programming, this echo functions as a repeated internal script. This script was reinforced through repetition and strong emotional charge. The good news is that the nervous system is plastic, which means these patterns can change. However, the goal is not to violently silence the voice. The goal is to remove its authority. Because the moment that inner voice loses authority, it begins to collapse. One simple exercise I often use in therapeutic work is called echo deconstruction. Step 1. Write down one recurring self-critical thought. Step 2. Ask yourself, whose voice does this resemble? Step 3. Then ask, what emotional consequence did believing this create in my life? Step 4. Replace the script with a neutral truth. Not a positive affirmation, but an accurate psychological statement. For example, instead of the thought, "I'm too sensitive," you might say, "My nervous system adapted to prolonged emotional inconsistency." The nervous system responds to accuracy, not empty affirmations. Healing from the narcissistic echo effect does not mean forgiving the narcissist. Understanding the narcissist or finding closure through the narcissist. Healing means teaching your nervous system one essential truth. Calm is not danger. Self-trust is not punishment. Silence is not abandonment. And when the nervous system begins to feel safe again, the echo slowly fades. Not because you fight it, but because it is no longer necessary. If you recognized yourself in this video, there is one important thing to remember. The fact that you still hear that voice does not mean you are weak. It means your brain was trying to survive. And the good news is that the brain can also learn a new story. Join at Narcissistic because unconditional self-love begins the moment you stop negotiating with voices that were never meant to protect you.